Hey, good evening, everybody. Yay. We made it to another Wednesday. And this is yours truly, Dr. Dietrich Gorman, America's Relaxation Doctor. And thank you very much for joining me on another episode of Relax Well with Dr. Dietrich. So when y'all come in, as always, say hi, tell me where you're from. And if you're watching this on the replay, of course, please put hashtag replay in the comments so that I can see who's watching it, after this live stream is going on. Today we have a special episode. It's me. And I thought of this actually topic, just a few minutes before, for a few minutes before I was supposed to go on because I'm like, well, there's a lot of things going on out there in the world, and we're all engaged in media, social media, watching TV, listening to the radio, the internet, all that stuff. And that can definitely be a source or a cause for stress and anxiety and all of that stuff. And so I actually wanted to come to y'all tonight and just share a few tips on suggestions on how you can cope with the stress that is by current events that are going on out there. Okay, I see Kasali. Hey, Lauren. Thank you. Hey, Estella. Thank you very much for joining me tonight, y'all. So I'm going to be talking about suggestions on how to cope with the stress caused by media. All right. So we have social media. We have the television, the internet. All these other social media outlets that are out there that we all, including me, pay attention to on the daily. We visit it frequently during the day. At work, at home, in the restroom, out of the restroom, outside, just kind of everywhere. It's always this constant information that's flowing into us. And some of it is, good, but a lot of it is bad. Um, a lot of it is thought provoking. A lot of it can be definitely stress filled. There's the news, of course, the local news. You have crime that's going on, and it makes it all the worse when the crime is like in your own hometown or your neighborhood. Then you have politics. You have horrible weather locally and all over the world. Um, you have, of course, COVID. I mean, we got strains of new COVID coming out, and so that's definitely anxiety provoking. Violence, crime, um, the trials that are going on out there, and then wars. I mean, it's just a lot to be taken in on a constant and daily basis. And of course, this can cause some stress in the form of like being hyper alert. You're kind of just always on edge. I mean, that's really no way to live. Your heart is racing, anxiety, you can't sleep. Um, some of you all who have been witness to or have experienced traumatic event, looking at these news TV shows and whatnot can actually trigger some of those old things that have happened to you in the past. Um, it can make you feel sad, right? Hurt, angry, helpless, all kinds of different emotions. And it can also make you feel like numb, like, well, it's just happening like it always happens. You kind of just feel numb about it, like I said. Okay. Hey, Mary. Oh, thank you for joining me tonight. And so that's why I really wanted to just share with y'all some tips to help you deal with some of this stress that's on the media. Okay. So I have the first thing is I have a concept for you. Let me see if I have no, it's over there. But I have a concept for you. There's a little humor involved, but it's so true. You have a hand, right? You have a remote control, right? And what you can do is move that thumb all the way up to the off button and just click it, right? You can click the off button, just turn it off, or you can turn to another channel that isn't promoting violence and harm and all this extreme emotion provoking things, right? Another one is to actually just kind of close your eyes and do some positive visualization. I really love to do this personally. I have an active imagination, I'll admit it. And so, what I do if things get too stressful for me, I'll just close my eyes and, of course, do some deep breathing and just kind of think of something positive or a person positive, my former pet, something that just makes me feel good to think about. As y'all are chiming in, please put in the comments any suggestions you have or anything that you do to kind of help you calm down, especially when things are kind of hectic for you when you're looking at social media or the TV, or things that cause you stress and anxiety when you're watching the TV in current events. So closing your eyes. Another novel concept is actually there's a time of the year, and it's called springtime. Okay, it's typically not too hot, typically not too cold. The weather is usually just right. So what you can do is get on outside and do a little bit of walking in that sunshine, right? Get some of those rays in you, that vitamin D, that deep breathing, that oxygen flowing, and it helps release some of those positive endorphins, those feel good hormones, right? So that's a novel concept to get outside and just enjoy the outside and the nature. This can definitely help you calm down. So a little bit of sarcasm there, but you know what I mean, right? Just getting out the house and enjoying the weather can be excellent as well. Another thing, and you can, if you want to go back to the remote control, fine. But instead of turning it off, why don't you turn to a comedy show or a game show or something with nature or something that makes you laugh? It's an escape. A movie, I love watching movies. It's fun, a comedy movie, something like that. So that can definitely, help you kind of get out of that media stress kind of thing. Yes. Okay, another concept, and of course, I talk about water all the time, is to take a shower. Once you start getting so anxious and just fretting about different things, you just got through watching the news how such and such happened to a group of folks, or some type of tragedy, and it just kind of makes you feel so shaken on the inside. You can go and release that by taking a nice shower and put some essential oils in the water, and let that kind of steam the room and just do some deep breathing, and that's always relaxing for me, just being in that water and just kind of washing it away, just releasing it. Okay. Another suggestion is to pray. If you are religious, if you are a person who goes to church and you rely on your good book, pray. you know why not? That helps calm things down. It can help you get things into perspective, make you feel part of a bigger picture, be more spiritual. Along those same lines, you can self-reflect. Just have some quiet time and self-reflect. You can meditate, of course. My biggest One of my biggest things, of course, and I always tout this for stress reduction in general, is just to do some deep breathing. That will definitely help you. It'll help activate that parasympathetic nervous system, which signifies I feel safe at home. I can rest. I can digest. So deep breathing definitely can do that. And another suggestion is for a half an hour, just turn it all off. The TV, the radio, the internet, your cell phone, all that stuff, just turn it all the way off and just be still, just be quiet. Just be with yourself and just appreciate yourself. All right. And practice some gratitude that you're still here, you're still alive in this time and age. Okay. Just be still. There's really nothing wrong with quiet time, by the way. Just being alone, some alone time. It's really not. And if you're in a house full of people who aren't promoting that, you might have to go to the restroom. You may can go to your car or actually drive to a park or something like that with some earplugs in. Just some quiet time. Just a couple more. Of course, journal your thoughts. I'm a big proponent of journaling. You can journal your thoughts, what's going on for you in this day and age right now, what some of the current events that are going on. And when you look back at that, you can actually reflect upon what was going on during that time and how you were feeling and what were you doing to process those emotions. All right. Um, Another big one is actually volunteering and helping other people. This is always a pick me up. It's a mood enhancer when you're helping other people who aren't as fortunate or who really need the help. It benefits them, and of course, it benefits you. So look into volunteering if you can. And then finally, why not? Hey, family time, you know, be with your family, go outside and take a walk together. If you're at home, cooking a meal, having a dance off, see who's the best dancer, put some music on and do some dancing. That would be fun. and just y'all laughing and having a good time and appreciating each other's presence. You can turn off all that stuff on TV for the time being. All right. So, does anybody have any suggestions? I see Chanel. Thank you very much. Peace and alone. Yes. Estella, just sit outside and watch granddaughters jump on the trampoline. Yes, watching your grandbabies, seeing all that innocence and that fun and that energy. That's a great thought, Estella. Thank you for sharing that. Does anybody else want to share anything on what they like to do to relax, and what did they find themselves doing if watching TV and all these current events gets to be too much? I will probably go ahead and start to close it down, but please, if you're watching this on the replay, your comments are still welcome. Okay, I think that's about it for now. Oh, Mary says, I love to take a drive and sing my favorite songs. Oh, I love doing that too, Mary. Nobody's listening. You just singing out loud to the universe, and the universe is gonna love you, right? Those songs from back in the day. You just singing it. It makes you just feel so happy and carefree. I totally understand that. So thank you for sharing that, Mary. Anybody else? Kasali, what do you like to do? Lauren, y'all out there? Okay, putting y'all on the spot, right? Okay, well, that's gonna wrap it up for tonight. For y'all who are just tuning in tonight, please go back and watch the replay. Tonight, I shared suggestions on how to cope with stress by the current events of today. All right, it can be very stress provoking. All right, and Lord knows I don't want y'all to be stressed. Hey, Susie, I'm getting ready to wind it up. Please watch the replay. So, thank y'all very much. I am Dr. Dietrich Gorman, America's Relaxation Doctor, and I will join y'all next week, next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time for another episode of Relax Well with Dr. Dietrich. Y'all have a wonderful evening. Be safe and pick something fun to do, something that's going to relax you. You know, I appreciate y'all tuning in. Okay, see ya. Thank you, Doc. Thanks, Anika. Thank you. Okay, bye, y'all. Okay.